Top stories. The political parties being blamed for eroding worker solidarity in St. Kitts and Nevis. New police recruits to take on challenging coursework. And no plans for mandatory vaccination in St. Lucia. Hi, I'm Andre Huey and welcome to this edition of the Skn Newsline Newscast on Channel 95. The political parties in St. Kitts and Nevis are being blamed for eroding worker solidarity. More in this report. So says social commentator and former government minister Dwyer Astavan. Mr. Astavan, in a commentary aired on Freedom 106.5 FM recently, accused both parties of politicizing Labor Day, observed last week, which is a day designated across the British Caribbean for workers. He argued that the net effect of these two parties doing their politics with the day has eroded the solidarity of workers.
Over the years, the Labour Party, before, during and after my involvement in it, politicized it and to some degree clouded and confused the meaning of the day to be a celebration of the Labour Party, while the other major party, PAM, in an effort to hold on to its supporters who were workers and hopefully to gain more supporters and dilute Labour's efforts on the day, held its functions on that day as well. And some PAM people even referred to the day as PAM Day. And like Labour had their Queen Show, PAM had their Queen Show, and so forth. The net effect of these two parties doing their politics with the day is that, in my opinion, it eroded the solidarity of workers.
Mr. Astavan reiterates the point that both political parties are responsible for divisiveness in the country.
Of the two parties, one started out as the sister organization of the Union, that's the Labour Party, and instead of allowing the Union to function without interference as an independent, though related organization, it dominated and in the process, over time, helped to weaken the Union, in my opinion. The other party started out in the bowels of the plantocracy, with little or no kindred and compassionate feelings towards workers in the first place. And that had always wanted the Union to be weak, because it saw a strong Union as an obstacle to its path to power. And this is why I make the point that over the years, both parties contributed to the erosion of the psychological, social, and workplace solidarity of workers.
Andre Huey, Skn Newsline. A new batch of police recruits will undertake the challenging coursework required to become officers of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force. They have been urged to be disciplined and to have integrity in their chosen profession. Skn Newsline's Glenn Bart reports.
31 recruits of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force began training course number 45 when officials of national security opened the program on 10th May 2021 at the police training complex in Bastille. Participants were encouraged to aspire to achieve, to be disciplined and be committed, and to face and embrace challenges that build character. Commissioner of Police Hilroy Brandy urged the recruits to strive to be the best in their coursework, to exhibit high ethical standards and to operate with integrity.
Aspire to be the best recruit in training. Simple, I mean. At the end of the six months training, aspire to be the one that take the baton of honor. In order to accomplish this goal, however, it is imperative that you work as a team. There is no directorate within the force that is successful without the involvement of other officers. There can never be successful operation without various moving parts. Teamwork is the integral part of policing processes. Remember, when climbing to the top of the ladder of success, always take another person with you.
The 6-month course will include physical exercises, police drills and skills, the law and legal processes, as well as classroom instruction. Glenn Bart reporting for Skn Newsline.
When we come back, nurses hailed on International Nurses Day. Elliot's Funeral Parlor is the first licensed embalmer in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. We have a friendly and professional staff. At Elliot's Funeral Parlor, we offer a wide range of packages from $6,500, homegoing service at chapel, locally made caskets, tailoring of outfit for deceased of your choice, wake, overnight with slideshow, funeral, death announcement, obituary, booklets, family pin-ons, memorial books, preparation of funeral arrangements, wreath, fresh and artificial. For further information, call 469-3298, 664-2007, or 660-0186. Elliott's Funeral Parlor in Gingerland, Nevis. Dedicated to those we serve.
I need some veggies for dinner. Let me just check the amount of sodium in this can. Oh no, this is too much. Let me try our next option. They did say it's healthy to consume less salt. This is much better. I am salt smart.
Football is back, and the St. Kitts and Nevis Football Association will be bringing you live football on its website, www.sknfa.com, with Premier League Live. Without fans in the stadium due to COVID-19 protocols, you can now watch every single Premier League match this season on www.sknfa.com and click on Live TV. Games are shown live on every match day with halftime and post-game shows. It's Premier League Live. Commentary, analysis, action. Never miss a game.
Bless up, Dejo here, and I'm doing my part in the fight against COVID-19 by following all safety protocols and, most importantly, rolling up my sleeve for the vaccine. So I'm encouraging you to do the same, because that's our best shot of protecting ourselves, our family, and our friends. So don't wait, vaccinate. Let's roll up to roll out.
Auto Plus Car Wash, located on the College Street Gut, Bastyr, St. Kitts. Bring your car to Auto Plus Car Wash to remove water stains, wiper marks. Get your doors, roof panel cleaned, seat floor mats, buffing, headlights, and engine wash. You get quality service at the best price at Auto Plus Car Wash. They really care for your car. Call 765-5140 or visit them on the College Street Gut, Bastyr, St. Kitts. Auto Plus Car Wash, where the service is number one. Welcome back. Nurses serving the public health sector in St. Kitts and Nevis are being hailed for their work on the occasion of International Nurses Day. A week of activities is being planned for this week for nurses on the occasion of International Nurses Day, which will be observed on Wednesday, May 12th. Minister of Health, Akila Barron-Nisbet, outlined these plans in a public statement Monday.
Monday, May 10th, church service at the New Testament Church of God, Central Street, Bastyr at 7:30 p.m. Tuesday, May 11th, an educational symposium will be hosted at the JNF classroom from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. On Wednesday, May 12th, Nurses Day, Jerusalem Dance Challenge at the JNF parking lot at 10 a.m., followed by a nurses luncheon at 12 p.m. and nurses appreciation gift distribution from 2 p.m. On Thursday, May 13th, karaoke at Patsy's Bar at Frigate Bay at 7 p.m. Friday, May 14th, Regional and International Nurses Food Fair, hosted by medical ward staff in collaboration with the Skn at the Independence Square at 11 a.m. And on Saturday, May 15th, Health Walk and Breakfast, beginning at the Robert Llewellyn Bratcher International Airport, along the Kim Collins Highway to the Frigate Bay lawn, where breakfast boxes will be on sale for $10.
The minister hailed nurses in the Federation for their work in public health, especially as the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic.
The past year has brought unbelievably challenging times to nurses everywhere. The critical role nurses have played throughout the global pandemic has been nothing short of monumental. News story after news story has thrust nurses into the spotlight, masked, exhausted, and yet still going above and beyond in supporting their patients. Even nurses who were not directly involved in treating COVID patients risked burnout and exposure to the virus or violence each shift as they provided routine treatment or even just a comforting presence to their patients when loved ones were not allowed to visit.
I'm Andre Huey for Skn Newsline. The Fire and Rescue Services has embarked on a series of programs aimed at enhancing the capacity and capability of the institution as it responds to emerging requirements on the national front.
Bringing the fire and rescue services to the next level of professional development is a key focal point that requires training and professional development throughout the institution, according to Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris, the Minister of National Security. In his capacity as Minister of National Security, Prime Minister Harris declared open the first course of 2021 that involves basic training for 15 recruits of the Fire and Rescue Services. At the 10th May opening, the Prime Minister told the recruits that the Fire and Rescue Services is a critical institution in the process of nation building and encouraged the recruits to excel.
I want each of you to advance by your hard work, to advance by your discipline, to advance by your commitment and love for the job. And it has to start early, although it can come at any moment in time. I say it can come at any moment in time because people can start off with certain attitudinal dispositions and later they improve, they shine, and they become fit for purpose. You, at the end of the training and throughout your stint as a fire officer, must think consciously whether this is the job you like. This is a job to which you will make the commitment to serve your country. The nations require people who are committed to do their duty, to take leadership and to take positions of service.
Acting Chief Fire Officer Garfield Hodge indicated that professional development programs are in the pipeline for all senior ranks of the Fire and Rescue Services. Glenn Bart reporting for Skn Newsline.
The Skn Newsline website now offers you more news. Log on to www.sknnewsline.com for local, regional, and international news. You can also watch the latest newscast and keep abreast with news in sports, all from sknnewsline.com. That's www.sknnewsline.com. News at your fingertips.
You know, it's me, Mr. HE, and I'm here with one message: roll up to roll out. We all know how difficult things have been during this COVID-19 pandemic. While we continue to wash our hands, wear our face mask, and practice social distancing, how about we take it one step further and get vaccinated? Call the nearest health center to find out if you are eligible to be vaccinated. Or you can contact the Ministry of Health at any one of these numbers down below. Don't be discouraged by the negativity. We all have a role to play in protecting this federation. So, St. Kitts and Nevis, let's roll up to roll out.
Stay abreast with news on St. Martin with SMN News. Visit www.smn-news.com for up-to-date news, scoops, opinions, and hard-hitting facts. SMN News, we tell it like it is. Visit our website www.smn-news.com.
It's the new and improved Skn Newsline Android mobile app. With the Skn Newsline app, you can watch your news reports, the Skn Newsline Newscast, sports, special features, and so much more. You can also send us a WhatsApp or call us directly. Go in the Google Play Store, search Skn Newsline, and download the app today. The Skn Newsline mobile app. News on the go.
Junior, could get popcorn, please? Don't tell CNDF. to plead. I can get some Sarge. More, please. Boy, take a pack up from Junie.
Welcome back. We turn our attentions now to regional news. The Independent Commission of Investigations in Jamaica reported in their first quarter report for 2021 that policemen must take necessary steps to reduce accidental discharge of their firearms, which has caused other members to receive injuries. Indicom says more firearm discipline is needed in addressing the issue. More from CVM TV in Jamaica.
The Independent Commission of Investigations, Indicom, says 25 incidents of accidental discharge of firearms by members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force were recorded in 2019. In 2020, there were 30 accidental discharge of firearms by members of the JCF, and in that same year, 5 reports of accidental discharge by members of the Jamaica Defense Force were also reported. Commissioner of Indicom Hugh Faulkner says the statistics are worrying, noting that several officers were injured in those incidents.
In 2020, 9 of the accidental discharge incidents resulted in 8 police officers being injured and 1 person from the JDF being injured.
So far in 2021, there have been 2 accidental discharges by the JCF and 1 by the JDF. In those incidents, 4 police officers were injured. The Indicom boss says more needs to be done to reduce the numbers of accidental discharge among lawmen.
So we are asking the law enforcement bodies to take all the necessary steps to ensure that the training mechanisms, the firearm discipline or retraining where necessary are carried out to ensure that firearms are handled in the best interest and for the safety of the public and the officers themselves.
The Indicom commissioner also emphasizes the need for members of the security forces to report such incidents immediately.
So we are asking that all the steps be taken, all the procedures be put in place to ensure that this duty is carried out, be it of the responsible head of the particular law enforcement body or the responsible officer. We ought to be notified forthwith, immediately and without delay.
Christine Forbes for CVM Live.
Palestinian health officials in the Gaza Strip say a total of 20 people, including 9 children, have been killed by Israeli airstrikes in the territory. The strikes come after Hamas militants fired rockets from Gaza towards Jerusalem after hundreds of Palestinians were injured in clashes at a Muslim holy site. We join German news agency DW for details.
Gaza's health ministry says 9 Palestinians have been killed in Israeli airstrikes on the territory. The strikes came after Hamas militants fired rockets from Gaza towards Jerusalem after hundreds of Palestinians were injured in clashes at a Muslim holy site. Fighting broke out earlier inside Jerusalem's Al-Aqsa Mosque, with police firing stun grenades and tear gas at Palestinian demonstrators. And a march planned by the ultra-nationalist Israelis through the streets of Jerusalem was cancelled. The violence follows days of protests over plans to evict Palestinians from East Jerusalem. Straight to Jerusalem then, and we'll join DW correspondent Tanya Kramer. Welcome, Tanya. Let's start with those rockets. What happened?
Well, it was a very eventful day today, which started actually in the morning already when we saw, serious confrontations on the Haram al-Sharif, or what is also known as the Temple Mount, and very dramatic pictures inside the Al-Aqsa Mosque. And then we saw during the course of the day the contentious march, first being of Jerusalem Day, when nationalist Israelis would be walking through the Damascus Gate and the Muslim quarter in the Old City, which is seen as a provocation, a deliberate provocation by Palestinians. It was first rerouted by the government, and then it was cancelled in protest of this decision by the organizers. And then at 6 p.m. local time here, air sirens went off in Jerusalem, warning of incoming rockets. Hamas had earlier issued some sort of ultimatum as a response to what happened at the Al-Aqsa Mosque, saying that Israel should withdraw their forces, the police, from the Haram al-Sharif and also from the area of Sheikh Jarrah. This is the area where the 4 families are under threat of eviction. And of course, since then, we're seeing now further rocket attacks in the south from Gaza to the south, but also, of course, air raids by Israel and attacks on Gaza.
And what have the Israeli authorities said about the air raids that they have launched?
Well, it's expected, especially, it's very rare that Jerusalem, that you would hear the air sirens here, even during the war. So this was a warning shot by Hamas. And of course, it's expected that there will be a harsh, and there is already a harsh response on Gaza now. How this will go on from there, that is still to see, but it's definitely a major escalation. But also in Jerusalem, we are seeing, I'm standing here in East Jerusalem, and there are also protests still going on here, especially in Sheikh Jarrah. This is, the tensions are still there.
And you mentioned this court ruling. So we have Palestinian families who are appealing, who are looking for a court's decision against their eviction. That court ruling was put back. Just outline what happened for us.
Yes, absolutely. The High Court of Justice should have met today. There was a hearing that was already postponed from last week. Potentially make a decision on the pending eviction. So the Attorney General got involved, and he will potentially weigh in on this case. So the hearing was postponed. There will be new dates set within the next 30 days. That means the families, 4 families we are talking here, can for now stay in their homes, but it doesn't cancel the previous ruling of a lower court, the district court here, which had authorized the eviction. And that goes back to a lengthy court battle with a Jewish settler organization which claims the land. So, some people have said this was actually to ease the tensions, but we can clearly see that this is not the case, and it only postponed this very controversial decision.
In sports, SL Horses St. Paul's United FC cemented their dominance in the Skn Premier League after they defeated Flow Fujikian Rockets 2-0 on Sunday for the second time in a week. The second round of the 2021 Skn Premier League got off to a flying start with victories for Saul Allen Auto Supply's Connery FC, SL Horses St. Paul's FC, Fast Cash Saddlers FC, Hobson Enterprises Garden Hotspurs, and Hot Springs Bath United. On Saturday, Connery defeated Trafalgar South Stars 2-0, both goals coming from Kadeen Lewis in the 19th and 42nd minute. We have post-match analysis of that match from the Premier League Live commentary team during the Facebook Live broadcast.
Yeah, for Connery, they've had their troubles, as we all know, this season.
Yeah.
But for a few moments since they forfeited that game. They've had some pretty decent victories in between there.
Mm-hmm. Well, of course, for a team to go through what they went through and still come back, almost without missing a beat, it's good. I said the last game they played against Billy Superstars, they looked well, but they didn't have any sustained spell enough to create any big problems for Billy Superstars. Billy Superstars end up winning that game 1-0. So Canary had to come back, and they come back well, because in the back of the mind, they would have remembered that this team, South Stars, would have won over them last year.
Yes.
In the other match, Esgrave Newtown United lost to Fast Gas Saddlers 1-0. The goal coming from Kishon Herbert in the 11th minute for Saddlers. Evans Roy Barnes of Saddlers and Kimron Brown of Newtown were both sent off in the dying moments of the game after receiving their second yellow card of the match. Newtown head coach Keith Roy Sadler and Newtown player Jaquan Mills were both issued red cards after the match for violent conduct. We spoke to coach of Saddlers, Kenroy Nibbs, after the match.
Well, all we have to do is go back to the training ground, do what we are doing, and do it in the best way in terms of football, so that we can continue to win our games, because only one thing can keep us in the competition is to win our games. And we have to go back to training, put in the hard work on the training ground, and let the guys them know what it takes to win a football game.
On Sunday, it was a triple header where Hot Springs Barnes United dropped TG Diabe Eagles 3-0 in the early Sunday afternoon match. Jalden Myers scored from the penalty spot in the 9th minute, Dejal Myers in the 82nd minute. The second goal, however, coming from an own goal, Lachelle Pogson of Diabe in the 18th minute. In the second match of the triple header, Hobson Enterprises Garden Hotspurs edged MFCR United Old Road Jets 1-0. The goal coming from Spurs' DeAndre Challenger in the 54th minute. Then the final match on Sunday, SL Horswood St. Paul's defeating Flo Fujiken Rockets 2-0. The second victory for St. Paul's in a week against Keon. The goal scorers, Vince Roy Nelson again, the former Keon player, scoring in the 23rd minute. He celebrated the goal by acknowledging his mother on Mother's Day. Keith Roy Freeman scored the second goal after pouncing on an error by the goalkeeper in the 71st minute. Midweek action in the SKNFA Premier League this week will take a break with the FA Cup quarterfinal starting on Tuesday at the Warner Park. This has been the Skn Newsline Newscast on Channel 95. If you want more on these stories, you can visit our website at www.sknnewsline.com. From all of us here at Skn Newsline, I'm Andre Huey. Thank you for watching.